Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Mason here with Capit, and we've got some fantastic new product we're going to show you for the INEOS Grenadier. So as we all know, if you're a Grenadier owner, the factory driving lights are absolutely horrible. They're a pain to turn on and off. You have to hit your off-road button, and then you have to hit another fog lamp button, and I believe you have to use the high beams in order to turn them on. So there's a lot of hassle to turn these things on. So this kit, you're going to update the lighting on this to a better output. It's going to look a whole heck of a lot better, and it's going to be easier to turn on. Okay, so what we've got here is a 7-inch Sentinel laser lamp LED light. This thing is awesome. We had a kit flown in from Lazer Lamps in UK just recently, and we're going to be one of the first to test fit these things on the new Grenadier. And let's see how this thing goes together.
Their video didn't take the grill completely out, but I think we should.
I know I'm going to get asked this question in how we mounted up the Lazer Lamp linear 18 light bar to the front of our Grenadier. What we did is we custom fabbed some brackets. We used the factory bolts right here, so we used that, and then we just made a slot right here to mount up the light bar, and so we can get some adjustability back and forth, up and down. Put it up against the shroud here. Did a little minor trimming in behind the grill as well, so we can fit the light bar in there. As for wiring, we just tapped into the factory wiring harness that's located in this general area, and that is operated by one of the auxiliary light switches on the center head console inside the Grenadier. We've taken the grill off, reason being is so it's a little easier to get from the backside, because what we have to do, we got to take out everything from underneath here on both sides, because we've got some templates, some guides to go over here, to tell us where to cut this grill, but we need to remove all this stuff first. Now we can just pop those lights out.
They're gonna break. Last time.
Are they? We've taken them out once or several times, and they break.
Oh.
Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they broke. So we've already had to patch them up one time. Here are the new light pods. And once we cut this section out, this will fit in there and slip right over there. It'll look pretty good. And it's out. Look at that big hole. Yeah, let's just clean that all up. Factory bracket. Garbage. So we got both holes cut out, massive. Here, grab that light. Look at that factory one. What What a difference. And this is what we're gonna put in there. What a difference. This is Look at that. Wow. What an improvement. So just for comparison, Harry, hold it up there. See what was on there before. So that is the difference between the two. I do want to add something in regards to how we're wiring our Grenadier up. You can use a factory harness, use a separate switch that is supplied with the kit. We're opting to wire it differently for our needs. So if you guys are doing this kit, you can wire it to your liking. We're not recommending anything, hard word to say, recommending how to do this. We're just saying that the way we're wiring it is how we want to use the vehicle. But it's totally up to you guys how you want to wire this all up. Another cool thing about these Grenadiers is someone was thinking when designing the hood and latch system. This rod is normally up front here. You can move it back here, attach it right here, and then you can have the hood upright and work underneath the hood properly. Smart, very smart idea. I like it.
Okay, let's get a test light.
So we're going in through the wheel well to get the factory harness wiring because it's right down there and we just have large hands. Oh, that's another reason we're wearing high-vis gloves so we can see each other. But honestly, that's where the wiring harness is, the factory one that we want to tap into. So it's just easier to go through the wheel well. While we're waiting for the guys here, interesting fact that we found out with the winch setup. Obviously, this is our own brand winch tray. We're using a Warren 12,000 synthetic rope winch on there, 90 feet. And we hooked it up to the solenoid. Factory solenoid, oops, let's get the camera going here properly. Factory solenoid's in behind the headlight here. So we hooked it up to that. Interesting thing here, Grenadier owners, you know that on the info center, your battery state of charge, if it drops below 55%, you cannot, in fact, turn the solenoid on in order to power up your winch. Craziest thing. Don't understand why, but yeah, you may want to keep tabs on your state of charge, and if you're hooking everything up to the secondary battery underneath the rear seat, you may want to watch out for that. We found that problem out the other day. Yep, it works.
I did it!
So we just rewired the light bar here to a 10 amp circuit, and we're going to use a 25 amp, as mentioned, for the bigger lights down below here. We're just tapping into the DRL lights right now, right here. Reason we're doing that is because on the new Sentinel lights right here, they have DRL light systems in the corners here. So you can have the option of doing amber or clear, and we're choosing the ambers on this. So it should look pretty cool. All right, the moment of truth. We're just hooking this all up. And we're gonna test it all out, see what it's like. All right, Harry, turn on the running lights. Very nice. Look at that, that looks pretty cool. Look at that. Love the orange on there. That is wild. All right, fire up the, that is bright. Cool. Turn on the other light bar too. That is a lot of firepower right there. That looks awesome.
Holy crap.
Guys, we got everything buttoned up here on the front of our Grenadier. So as you can see, this thing looks awesome. We've got these big beefy lights here. We got nothing hanging on the front. It's all molded in. It looks like it came from the factory like this, but we've got a ton of light power on the front of it. Not only do we have LEDs up front here, we've got them here, extra horsepower in the lighting here, as well as our LED light bar that we previously installed. But let's show you inside and the light switches that we hooked them up to. As I mentioned before, we've wired ours up a little bit different to our liking, what we're looking to have here. We wanted a nice clean system. We didn't want any auxiliary switches drilled in our panel, so we tried retaining as much as the factory switches as possible. So with this system, we flick on the power and we used extension 5, which is over on this side, which flicks it on. On, off, on, off. And then for our light bar, we used extension 1 right there, and that's for the front light bar as well. Nice and clean and simple. We didn't have to mess around with any of the wiring inside. All right, this concludes our build out for today on our light upgrade package here on our INEOS Grenadier. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Thanks.